Oh, I forgot I had a YouTube channel. Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but I put a poll out on Instagram about whether I should do one. It was quite unweighed, or leaning on one side of the scale. I don't know what the word would be for that. So I've jumped back. I'm just going to do a video talking about the females, talking about the breeding season, how it's going here. It's a little bit slow compared to last year, so we'll just take a look at it, how it's going, show you the females, and then I've got some pairings to do as well, because it's the weekend, and I normally pair up at the weekend and then feed midweek, and we'll go into all that, as I say, if I remember to. But yeah, I thought we'd just come back. This isn't regular. I'll just do this video, potentially do another video on holdbacks from last year, see how they're getting on if you want, and then I'll just wait until we get eggs again. But obviously people are starting to get eggs. Hopefully I'll get an ovulation soon, and then we can start getting eggs here and pick the camera up again a little bit more regularly later in the year. So what we'll do is we'll literally just go through the pairing board for 2021 season and go through pairing by pairing, just seeing how the females are looking, and then, as I say, do some pairings at the end. So the first one is Orange Dream Pied 50% het clown to the pastel double het clown pied. So this is the double het that gave us the clown pied visual last year. So you can see this female is still bowl wrapping. She has got a nice size to her now. These pair have had 4 locks so far, and this is one of the pairings I will be doing later on this evening. I'm really hoping here to hit a clown pied. I've got 2 chances, so I've got 2 het clowns this year, where I'm trying to make a visual clown to prove the male out, because if he proves out, then he's gone to 4 females, and hopefully the others that he produces will therefore be 50% het clown. Speaking of which, the next pairing is that same male to this female here, which is a pastel leopard blade, 100% het clown, 66% het for pied. So this female here is slightly smaller. It's one of the smaller girls going into this season. She's just about cracked that 1500 gram wall that we like to breed at. I did start pairing her slightly sooner at about 1400 grams. She was off food, so I took the calculated risk of pairing the male once just to see if that introduction would get the female back on the food, and that definitely worked. So that pairing was in January, and we had 1 lock in January. That's all we've had from them, but it just instigated that food reaction again, and she has been feeding very well ever since. So obviously she's now over that 1500 gram mark, so if she goes on to lay a clutch of eggs, I'll be thrilled with that, because again, it's another chance at proving out that het clown in the male, but also it could prove out the 66% het pied in that female. The next one would be the Orange Dream Pied 50% het clown again, so the same male to the Enchy Pinstripe Yellow Belly het pied, who I've not put it on the tub, but I am just going to say that she is a calico, purely because I made 4 calicos, potentially 5, potentially 6 if we, figure out what those bananas are eventually. So the calico is definitely in the pairing, and then if I get the dad out, so I've still got the sire to that clutch from last year, bearing in mind the banana calico which I hatched out last year, which you guys would have seen in the video, unless it's the lowest expression calico ever, which it could be, don't get me wrong, I just don't see calico in this animal here. So therefore I think it has to be in the mum. And calico I think is just very low expression in this female. And ultimately, if she is a 4 gene het pied, she becomes, or she already is, incredibly powerful. Now this female, as you can see, is absolutely massive. She's really got nice sort of size to her. She's about 3 kilos, I would like to say. This girl has been off food now for a month at the time of recording, and has been locking, so she's locked every month since September, so I'm expecting an ovulation from this girl very soon. So I'm recording this on Saturday. I'm not exactly sure when you guys are going to be seeing this, but she ovulated at the time of recording a year ago yesterday. So if you look at it, if she's gonna go around about the same time, which they can do, then she is due an ovulation literally any sort of day now. And being off food and having those successful pairings and being that size, I would be very surprised if she doesn't ovulate soon. And obviously there, I mean, if she is the Enchy Pin Yellow Belly Calico het pied, that het pied I'm still not sure about, because I'm still not sure if I hit a visual from her last year. I mean, the combinations when you got that many genes involved to make a pied 50% het clown, if he proves out to those het clowns, that's why I'd like him to prove that out first. But you know, you can't pick and choose, but even some of the pieds that could come out of there could be incredible. And like I said to a few breeders I've spoke to recently, you know, yes, I'm worried about the het pied, but even if she's not het pied and she's just the Enchi Pin Yellow Belly Calico, she's going to a visual. So if nothing else, I'm going to make some incredible up to 5 gene combo 100% het pieds that might be posset clowns. So I really can't complain. And then lastly for that male is this girl here who's in shed, unless she's shed out. Not yet. So this is that beautiful Enchi Calico het pied with that absolutely incredible ringer just in there. Now unfortunately this girl's in shed because these yellows have almost become an orange as she's got older, and she's absolutely just outstanding. For Calico, you know, you have to look at your own animals and you have to be super proud of them. But for me, this girl here is an absolutely outrageous example of Calico. So I'm really hoping that she goes on a clutch of eggs. It's kind of the same pairing, just without the pinstripe and the yellow belly. That wasn't intentional. To be honest, when I picked up the Enchi Calico, I definitely was planning to make Calico pieds. And then, you know, when I picked her up, I didn't realise this other Enchi Pin Yellow Belly could be Calico. So it's just worked out in my favour because I do want to see what I can do with Calico. I don't think it's been worked in pied enough, or at least I've not seen enough of it for my own personal preference. So I'd love to do some of it. You know, Orange Dream Calico pied I think would be great from that washed out effect, but maintaining that brilliant colour that Orange Dream brings. Next up is a Enchi Orange Dream 100% het ultra male, 50% het pied male. I'll show him to you now. I think, unless he's in shed, he is still in shed, but he's on his way out of shed now. But this is that male. Bear in mind he's in shed. It's the one with the paradox, which I've shown you guys before. Now this is the male that bit me in the face just at the end of last year. But that's the male. I'm hoping to prove out his 50% het pied to this female here. So this is a absolutely beautiful pastel pied female, not proven, but again, she's just got that really nice sort of girthy weight to her. She is still on food, so I'm not expecting a clutch anytime soon, but this is probably the one I would want him to go to the most out of his 4 pairings, just because it's so important to try and prove that het pied out before he goes to other females. Again, it's just about knowing if there's any hets involved in the babies from the pairings that I'm doing this year. Next up for that male is this normal 100% het ultra male, 50% het for pied. And again, this girl is in shed. Now this is the girl that I've shown before that has absolutely incredible tram lines just in there, as you can see. So I'm fairly confident that she'll prove out as a double het ultra male pied. And that's just to try and obviously do the ultra male pieds. Now for these two, we've had, where are we? 4 locks in the last 4 months. So I'm hoping that this girl will go. And then next to her is another one in the Ultra Male Pied project. One of my favourite single genes is Fire. I just think it's incredible. You know, unfortunately, obviously with the super fires, you end up with those white snakes. So it's not so much, you know, for me, I try and keep my fire to a minimum. But these two girls here could be the key to making an Ultra Male pied. I've very much taken a pessimistic approach this year, in the sense that I had so much luck in my favour last year with the panda, with the clown pied, with even the clown posset pied, and the incredible ratio I had of bananas. Like, I smashed the odds on those 4 clutches last year, and it kind of makes me just paranoid that I'm going to miss the odds this year. So yeah, I'm not going to hold out too much hope on the Ultra Male pieds, in all honesty. And then finally, you might recognise this female. I posted this female on my Instagram on the day of recording. So this is a special 100% het pied. I love the special. She has this beautiful little circle on her head stamp, which is fantastic. And again, if you look at the girth along the back end of this female here, she is really starting to get sort of thick. Again, not off of food yet, so I'm not expecting anything anytime soon, but some Enchi special pieds would be incredible with Orange Dream in there as well. We saw what was done with that last year, and trying to replicate that would be great. From a food standpoint, just before I forget, the Cinnamon Het Pied Normal, Post Double Het Ultra Male Pied, and Enchi Pin Yellow Belly Post Calico Het Pied are the only 3 that I know are definitely off food right now. Next up would be the Black Pewter Pied, and his 2 females are this female here, which is the Mystic 100% het pied. The Mystic obviously being similar to Mojave we know sort of what to expect, but again, there's not too much out there with Mystic Pied, and in all honesty, I'm not planning on doing too much with it. I'll probably move this female on next year just for space, because it's not one of my key projects. But the reason, as I mentioned, I think earlier on in the end of last year when I did that pairings video, I saw a black pastel Mystic and I absolutely loved it. Just the base form of those two genes together. I would love to make one. Maybe not keep one because space doesn't always allow. But, and for me, again, it's just not that genetic I'm planning to work for in the future, so it wouldn't make sense to. But I'd love to just hatch one out of an egg because I think they look incredible. And next up for the black pewter pied was this female, which is the cinnamon 100% het pied. Now, this female is absolutely just looking massive. I thought she ovulated the other day, but now I'm not so confident on it. I think it might have been a pre-swell, so I'm fully expecting an ovulation. I think this girl will be my first ovulation this year. Just to try and make that black and white snake again. But again, I've got no harm in saying that this pairing here isn't necessarily to make any holdbacks. I don't plan on keeping Cinnamon in the collection after this year, so that female will probably be moved on, and any of the babies will probably be moved on as well. I did sell the 8-ball het pied female I planned on keeping, but that's just because I realised Cinnamon isn't where I want to go. But I started pairing these animals up in September, got my first lock in December, and it was around about this period here where I decided that I want to go down the black pastel route. So, you know, yes, I'm not planning on keeping anything from that clutch, but at the same time, the animals have been paired. You know, she's looking massive. I'm not going to sell her now. Not from a money point of view or anything like that, but purely because it's not fair on the female, because she's put all that work in, and as I say, I'm fairly confident she's close to that ovulation, so it'd be completely unfair to move her anywhere now. Next up would be the banana edgy. I'm not even going to try and say what it is. I'll show you him later when we're pairing. So this is male 1. Just remember, this is banana male 1. He is going to the pied, the yellow belly het pied. I wrote down the banana het pied, but this might change. I don't know what I'm going to do with her yet, just because he's not really got the hang of it yet. I've wrote down he had a lock with the yellow belly het pied, which is this stunning example of a yellow belly. From Martin Ender, who is, she's never missed a meal, and this is no exaggeration, hasn't missed a meal since she came to me at 300 grams in that unboxing video in 2019. Just a stunning female, and again, every time I show it, I have to show the belly, because this is just, that's what yellow belly is all about for me. As I say, I wrote down that he had a lock with her. It wasn't a definite lock, so I have recorded it on the board, but I've not recorded it on my reptile scan. Yes, I know a lot of people are going to say reptile scan, everyone's on Husbandry Pro. I don't know if anyone caught it. I was on a live the other night where Billy did jump on and said that we might be able to transfer information from reptile scan to Husbandry Pro. If that's the case, I will probably make that switch. I just don't want to lose all of my information and have to restart again, so that's why I'm hoping that switch will be able to happen. And then the other girl is this beautiful female up here who's unfortunately in shed. I'll just pull this tub out so you can get a good look at her. And this is a beautiful female pied. Didn't give me any eggs last year to the Super Enchi Fire het pied. And this year she's gone over the banana male 1 to try and prove out what he is. So obviously, you know, with the yellow belly gravel complex, the theory behind that is he's gone to a pied and a yellow belly, so we can figure out what yellow belly gravel complex he is and whether he's het pied or not. And then the final male is banana male 2, which I'll show you when we start doing our pairings. And he has been to one female, which I'm not going to show. It's the female that's in this tub here. You'll notice that if you look, that's the only tub without a label on. I'm not keeping anything from anyone. Very select few people know about this animal. I'm just extremely happy to have this animal in my collection. And for me, I've never had an animal that I've kept to myself. This one's an animal I've kept to myself, and when it's sitting on eggs is when I'll reveal it to people. But that's what he's been to. I did miss one, I lie. This girl here, the black pastel het pied, she's been to the banana gravel het pied, but in all honesty, I'm not confident this female's going to go. She's not quite as big as some of the other females, so I'm not sure how much in terms of follicular growth she's had. So I'm not confident, especially when this girl ovulated at the start to mid-February of last year. So I would have expected an ovulation from this female by now this year. So I'm not overly gutted, but, you know, banana gravel black pastel pie would have been nice. But if I have to wait till next year, I have to wait till next year. But that's a little rundown on the females in terms of what's breeding, how we're getting on. So as I say, I'm fairly confident that quite a few of these are going to go this year. In terms of comparing my season this year to last year, I am behind in terms of the dates. So as I say, the black pastel ovulated in February, early February last year. The Enchi pin yellow belly calico, post calico het pied, I feel like I've missed a gene there, I'm not sure. She ovulated a year ago yesterday from date of recording, and the cinnamon het pied is pretty much bang on ovulation date from last year as well. So I'm not sure, and the pastel again is coming up to her ovulation date from last year. So I'm slightly behind. You know, I've not had any ovulations yet, but I'm fairly confident that they're coming. I hope I haven't bored you too much with talking. I'll give you a little break now. Well, you won't get a break, but I'll get a break. I can get a drink, and then when we come back, I'm just going to do, I think it's about 5 or 6 pairings, just leading up to this week's pairings to try and get some more locks. So the 6 pairings we're going to be doing tonight is just, well, I'll go through them one by one, but this is the Orange Dream Pied 50% Het Clown. Now this male is in shed, but the reason that I'm pairing this male is because even in shed, I still see a reason to pair. This male is an absolute stud, and I guarantee that tomorrow morning when I come and check these pairings, this boy would have locked. So the first pairing is, as I say, Orange Dream Pied 50% Het Clown is going in with the Pastel Double Het Clown Pied because they've not locked yet this month. So I suppose I should explain how I do my pairings. I like to have 1 lock per month, and that's it. They won't then see each other again until the next month. So for example, that male has already locked to the Enchi Calico and the Enchi Pin Yellow Belly Post Calico, both het pied this month. So he won't see them again until April. And then for this, you know, this male is going in with these 2 females. If he locks first time with this Pastel Double Het Clown Pied, which I'm fairly confident he will, he won't see her till April. But like the Pastel Leopard Blade Post Double Het here, they don't always lock, like you can see here in February. So he might have 2 introductions, or even 3 if I can fit it in that month. I ultimately just try and look for 1 lock per month for that pair. So the next one will be the Enchi Orange Dream Post Double Het Ultra Male Pied. So I showed this boy a little bit earlier, but again, this boy's in shed, but he is going in today with the Fire Double Het Ultra Male Pied. So that pairing there is an incredible pairing in my opinion. The combinations that could come out of that if he is a double het and if I hit the odds are incredible. So fingers crossed for that one. They've only just recently started locking. Literally February was their first lock, so hopefully he gets it done again this month. Next up is the Black Pewter Pied to the Cinnamon Het Pied. Now this male here is an absolute stud for me. Obviously he sired 50% of my clutches last year, or 2 out of 4, you know, 50% makes it sound like a lot. But this boy is going in with the Cinnamon Het Pied as previously mentioned. Now I think this girl is very close to ovulation, so any locks here will be absolutely crucial. But unfortunately they have stopped locking, to be fair. They locked at the start of March and I've not had a lock since. You know, when I say since, I mean it's not been nearly 2 months, because as I say, they locked at the start of February, but they've not been introduced again until March. But we're now mid-March and they've had an introduction. They didn't lock, so we'll see. She might have gone off locking because she's going to ovulate. We'll never know. Next up is the Banana Male 1, which actually I'll do in a minute just because I want to show those males a little bit. So we'll skip that and we'll go to the Banana Gravel Het Pied, which I showed earlier. And this male is going in with the Black Pastel Het Pied. Now again, as I said, not confident she'll go this year, but I am going to place the male in. So that there is just an interesting contrast. I love it when you can do something like that. You know, a yellow snake and a black snake, it's incredible. So just that reminder that what we do is an absolute art form. And then as I say, we'll skip on to Banana Male 1 and Banana Male 2. So here is Banana Male 1. Now I'm not going to show these too much because if I do a hold back video, then I'll save it for that. But this is the crazy Banana Male 1. Excuse the, well, you can guess what he's done. So yeah, I won't say it, but you can guess what he's done. But this male is absolutely stunning, and as I say, he's going in with this beautiful female here. Now, as I say, they got very close last month, if not already locked. So hopefully he definitely secures a lock this month, and I can be confident that he is indeed getting the job done. But who knows what that male is? I don't know. I really don't. But that's the fun of it. And then Banana Male 2 is not in that tub. Banana male 2 is an absolute stunner as well. So again, I'm not sure what that animal is. I suspect he's the full whack. I still think he's banana, pinstripe, enchi, yellow belly or gravel, calico, 66% het pied. But for this male, he's going in with the female that I'm not showing anyone. So for now, I'll just give you, I don't know, you can have a look at this banana het pied, the one that I'm not sure what I'm doing with her this year. He might even go to her, I'm not sure, it depends how he gets on. But yeah, he's gone in with that female, which I've not shown anyone yet. Hopefully they'll get a lock. To be fair, they locked in January and February. So hopefully this is the second introduction for March. Hopefully he'll lock there. And I believe that's it for the pairings tonight. I'll come in here tomorrow morning and see how they get on. Hopefully we'll have some locks. You know, it is a bit slow this month, I must admit. We've done 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 pairings and only have 4 locks. But, you know, the month before that, 2, you know, I'm not going to count it all up. It's all on my Instagram and Facebook. But the last 2 months, I've had about 12 or 13 locks. So this month's very slow. That could be because, you know, we're starting to get towards ovulations. I don't know. So, but anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed that. I think I'm going to set this as a premiere. You guys will know when you're watching this, so I might even be watching this with you guys. It's very raw. There's not going to be a lot of edits. You'll see there's a few things changed. Recently, you know, I've changed a few cover photos to include the animals that I've actually produced myself. The intro and outro are a little bit different. And then obviously, well, not obviously, I haven't said it, but my brother's also invested in a new camera, so I'm not sure how this will come out. I just wanted to do a very raw video, just going through how the season's going, because I've had a few people asking me, and obviously, as I say, when I put a poll up asking if I should do a video, it was a very big slant one way. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see a video on the 8 holdbacks and how they're doing. But otherwise, I'll see you when the eggs start coming. So whenever the next video is when you'll see a really excited Matt, because that means that it'll be the egg season again for me here at SBR. So thank you very much for all your support, guys. I really appreciate it. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video.